What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Rage in a Cage with BamBam and Schwaggs. I'm your host, Frank BamBam Horak. And with me, as always, my co-host, Mikey Schwaggs.
Hey Frank, how's it going? And with us, as always, is our producer, Tough Tony. Let's toss it over to him. He's got a few announcements to make.
What do you got there, Tony?
What's going on, guys? As you can notice, this is a little bit of a different setup we usually
Yes,
have.
I mean, we can notice. It's our fans that need to notice.
Fans out there. This is the Green Room Studios.
Yeah, I feel like we're out of like a scene from The Silence of the Lambs.
Or a scene from Hostel.
This is Tough Tony's studio.
Okay.
This is Tough
Okay.
Tony's studio. This is how he does it.
This is how he
It's going
does
to be
it.
a great show. First show out of the Green Room Studios. All right. Just want to remind everybody again, check out our Facebook and YouTube pages and Twitter pages.
And we also have a Gmail, and apparently no one
Gmail?
sent us any
I got
questions
no
or comments.
emails. No emails.
Anthony's looking for them.
I'm
So
looking
send
for
your
them, and I got
questions and
nothing.
comments to rageinthe6@gmail.com.
Look us up Twitter, Facebook, Rage in the Cage 6.
It's all the same. Rage in the Cage 6.
That's it.
All right, well, thank you there, Tough Tony.
No problem.
We got a huge show today. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of MMA. Some NFL free agency started today. We got
And
the
we got
basketball
March
tournament starting up,
Madness.
so tons of things. So let's start it off with a little MMA.
Let's start right off with The Ultimate Fighter Season 15. Kicked off with a bang Friday with 16 live fights to get into the house, an all-new format for The Ultimate Fighter, as per the 14 previous seasons where they were taped and then shown months in advance.
Yep, first season on FX. And I like the new format that they're doing live. I think that's much better. I think all the fights, obviously, to bring. I also like how they did to get into the house, the new format with one round. So guys,
You
were
like
going,
that?
I loved it because guys were going all out. You saw a lot of finishes. Because usually when you got, you're trying to win, you're trying to get into the house, might be a little conservative to start off when
Well,
you
that's
got
what
3 rounds. But I love the 1 round.
Yeah, I
thing.
like the one round too.
I like the format. I just, these fighters are fighting for their lives, basically. I felt like maybe they should get more of a shot to, showcase their skills and
When
everything.
you got 32 fighters.
That's true,
you
but
got,
they used to always do the 32 fighters and
I know,
the
but
2
it was
rounds.
never live. It was never live.
That's
though.
true
So
also.
You want to keep it moving. You don't know how long these fights are going to last. So I like how the 1 round guys went all out. You saw a lot of some vicious knockouts. You had an 8-second knockout. There's another, I think, like a 20-second knockout.
Yeah, I think
there was some quick finishes. There might have been 1 or 2 premature stoppages, in my opinion. But
I think that one where you're talking about the 8-second knockout, that might have been a little premature.
that was the one I was going to point to. Yeah, I thought that was a little premature. But all in all, though, I thought it was a very good first episode. Dana White thought it was a complete success. I would have to agree with them.
The only thing I didn't like is, they had the coaches mic'd up for the fights.
Yeah.
It didn't even sound like they were. They were just like sounded like they were calling a golf match.
I did like it though how they didn't have announcers in there. They kept it how it normally was. We just get the noise of the gym,
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. And then you had the coaches mic'd up, but they didn't really say too much.
You
which
had
was fine though. I liked it though like that. I thought it was
but
much better.
these guys have a
Just-
serious hatred for each other. You just couldn't
Yeah.
get that feel
Well,
from them.
believe me, that's definitely going to come out.
Oh,
the show.
yeah.
There's no question.
I'm
about
sure
it.
it's
Those
definitely
guys
coming out.
absolutely hate each other. They were for the most part a little laid back. They didn't get into it too much. But once that season starts, you've seen it with past seasons where there was sometimes you have coaches where they don't really hate each other. It's like there was a respect level there. These coaches definitely hate each other. So
It's
you're gonna
kind of
see
like a Rampage Rashad
something
type
like
of
that.
show.
Absolutely.
It'll be like.
There's no question about it.
Yeah, and premiered to not as many viewers as they usually get on Spike. It had 1.3 million viewers, which is down from their usual 2. They're around 2 million with Spike. Not a bad.
I
Not a
think,
bad start for
it'll
FX.
go up though, because again, you're talking about 32 fighters, a lot of fights, all back and back. Some people might lose some interest with that, but now with the season starting, as you said, with the 2 coaches who hate each other, I think the viewership will increase more and more as the season goes on.
Oh yeah, I definitely
Especially
think
with the
it'll
live
increase.
format. I think that was a good idea for them. I think it's going to work out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how all the how the stuff in the house plays out with this live format now too, because as you know, with it taped, all the stuff happens previously, and we see it months in advance. So we don't know how are they going to be like house pranks and everything? The coach is going to prank with each
For the
other.
most part, all that stuff's going to be off camera and stuff. So I think it's really just the fights that are going to be live.
You think that, yeah, but that's what I liked about the Ultimate Fighter, seeing them in the house and everything.
Well, I'm sure they'll be showing all that stuff. I'm saying for the most part, the house stuff won't be live. It'll just be the fights.
No, yeah, I know.
You're still
that
going to
won't be
have
live.
house pranks. You're still going to have guys always going to hate each other. You know, you always get that too.
You always get that from
as
one
it
or
is,
two pranks.
You're in that. I don't feel bad for them because they have a chance, to get into the UFC and fight for a living. But you're going to have that no TV, no
Yeah,
contact with friends and family for the most part. So people, you can only play so many games of pool or so many games of cards.
It's like you're Amish, basically.
Yeah. So there's definitely going to be...
bunch of 16 Amish fighters in the house.
Yeah, so you're going to have some close fights, guys getting face-to-face, looking
Do you
to beat
fight
each
when
other.
you're Amish? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not...
Is that against the rules?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know the whole Amish background. I just know
Next show.
Yeah, we'll
look it up.
We'll look into that.
All right.
And we'll get back to you.
There's one guy that you could single out on the show. I mean, obviously a small sample. You only got to see him fight one round. Was there someone that really stuck out for you that impressed you?
The person that really stuck out and impressed me, and he showed a really overall great performance. He showed that he had great stand-up. If the fight went to the ground, he would be able to handle himself on the ground. Good takedowns, good takedown defense. And he trains with a UFC fighter now in Boston with Joe Lozon.
Joe Lozon, yeah.
Joe Proctor. He really impressed me in this fight.
I believe that was the first fight.
Yeah, it was the first fight. He got the submission in, I don't know, something like 3 minutes. And it was really an overall great performance for him.
You've seen a lot of these guys that were already fighting. Yeah, there was a couple of...
He actually had a shot.
Guys, Joe Lozon, yeah.
I think Proctor had a shot to be on the show, and he got hurt. And he never got the shot. So now he's getting his second chance, and...
Yeah, he looked impressive. And there was a couple of karate guys that's getting more and more now. You're seeing coming into MMA.
I love it.
One of them, I believe, was Justin Lawrence.
Yes.
He looked pretty impressive.
Yes, he did.
Karate style.
His karate background.
And, the guy he was fighting, I forget his name, but he had some chin because he took a lot of big freaking shots. That guy, I thought for sure we were going to have a quick knockout, and he kept standing to his credit. But yeah, Lawrence definitely looks impressive. That's my guy to see. I think could take it all.
One more guy who I think has a good shot to take it all. Also, he trains out of Long Island, Serra-Longo. Al Iaquinta.
Yep.
He was very impressive in this fight as well.
He looked good as a normal Serra guy. Had the good wrestling, and he looked impressive.
He had a great ground game.
Looks like a talented cast. It should be
definitely.
It should definitely be a good season. Like we said, with the live aspect of it, definitely adds to it. It should be good.
And with the 1 round fight, even though it was 1 round, there was no fight where you could say, oh, that could go to either fighter, except maybe one. There was
one or two that
Dakota,
even Dana White had said that it might go to a second round because it was too close. But
I think
for
it was
the most part, you're going to get
Dakota Cochran versus James Vick. That's the only one who I thought should have went to a second round.
Which fight was it where the guy got cut open with the elbow?
With the elbow?
The elbow.
On top of the head.
No, on the side of his face.
On the side of his face. Got cut open with the elbow.
It was bleeding and then got choked out with the rear naked choke on the ground.
I believe that was who cut him open? You're asking, or who got cut open?
Who got cut open? Who cut him open?
Mike Chiesa.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Yes, that was a good fight. Mike Chiesa looked pretty impressive.
All over the place.
He looked pretty impressive as well, Chiesa.
He did.
But
once you get cut like that, man, that blood starts going in your eyes. Forget about it.
Yeah, you had a couple of Brits in there, Andy Ogle, and who was the other Brit?
Guys.
We had one more Brit, didn't we? We had 2 of them.
Two Brits fought. I don't know if both of them won.
Andy Ogle won. He was the one Brit who won. I think the other Brit lost.
I believe he did.
Okay, so all in all, these fighters, they look pretty good.
Yeah,
and I think it's going to make for a good season.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have, possibly a lightweight contender.
Lightweight, since it's already a stacked division in the lightweight division, and now you can
add one more contender to it.
And you're probably going to add a couple, because that's usually what happens. You get
usually you get
seasons,
a few.
You get the one that wins it, but then there's always a couple of more that end up staying in the UFC long term.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into. I wanted to talk about also on Friday night, the Bellator tournament kicked off, featherweight tournament, and also there was a featherweight title fight between Pat Curran and Joe Warren, and what
some
a
controversy
knockout
with this. It was
that
a vicious
was.
knockout.
And there's been a lot of chatter in the MMA community about whether the ref should have stopped the fight earlier. He could have stopped it 15 to 20 seconds earlier. I don't know. It's a judgment call. It really is.
It's tough for the ref. He's in a tough situation because as you've seen in other the Pat Berry Congo fight.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Stopped early.
It looked like Congo was out on his feet.
Yeah, it looked like Congo was out. It could have been stopped, but then Congo came back and won the fight. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, Curran though, I would like to see him in the UFC.
Yes, I would too because he looked great.
He's a very talented fighter, and that was an absolute vicious knockout. Personally, I thought it could have been stopped a little early, but like you said, it's a judgment call. It's tough.
The point where I think the ref could have stopped it is when Warren turned his back. And he turned away from Curran in the shots. That just showed that the fighter was out of it.
Yeah,
the cage was holding him up. If not for the cage, he would have been on the ground already.
Yeah, no, that's the point where I thought he could have possibly been stopped. You can make an argument for it to be stopped.
Yeah.
But luckily, it doesn't seem like there's any severe damage.
No, he actually sustained a concussion.
Concussion, all right.
And he's got a 90-day suspension, but
that's common though after fights.
Word from his camp is he's looking to.
What just came out of your mouth there?
I have no idea what that was.
Tooth just came out.
Word from his camp is that he's going to be moving down to bantamweight.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is your tooth on my floor, or did you get it?
No, it's still on
Nah.
the floor.
All right,
I don't know.
cool. I vacuumed, so we're all right.
All right, we're good. Yes, my tooth fell out, guys. I got a fake tooth, and it fell out.
All right.
Back in.
It's back in. Thank God. All right.
God, I didn't want that to happen on the show, but it did.
Well, it happened, and it was awesome. But anyway, getting back
we're
to
already
it.
too deep to stop, so we got to just keep
we're
going.
definitely keeping going with this.
All right. Well, that shows that I am able to bounce back from controversy.
Oh, very good.
We got a couple of UFC matches. I don't know how I can continue this. We got a couple of UFC matches to announce. Big #1 contender match for UFC 146.
Yep.
Heavyweight contender match. Cain Velasquez, Frank Mir.
Ooh, it's going to be great. Cain Velasquez finally back healthy now. I don't think he was at 100% when he fought DeSantos for the title. Not making any excuses because I thought DeSantos was going to win that fight.
Yeah.
But, I think I see Cain winning this fight, and I think it's going to be a nice bounce back for him. No offense to Mir, but usually when he fights the top guys...
I think Mir's past his time.
I don't know if about past his time. I just think when he fights the upper type competition, when he's
mid-30s.
I don't think he has the stamina to keep up with Velasquez. I don't think so. I think Velasquez want to keep it on the feet. Obviously, you don't want to go down to the ground with Frank Mir.
Well, the thing with Cain Velasquez, he's got the great wrestling. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
tough for
true.
Mir to
That's
bring
true.
it to the
But
ground.
if Mir gets a hold of you in a good position, that's it. Game over.
Not for nothing, but Mir also, he's improved his boxing a lot lately. It's not like
Yeah,
he's a
he's a
slouch
big
on the
guy.
stand-up.
He's a big guy. He can knock somebody out.
Oh, he has knocked people
I know
out.
he has, but I'm just saying.
It's going to be a great matchup. It's a classic wrestler versus grappler match.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, though, Velasquez, though, has the advantage stand-up, no question.
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
And he's got the world-class wrestling. I
But
see
Mir will
it
have-
pretty much going how...
Mir will have the size advantage over Velasquez.
Mir has the size advantage, which is usually not, in his advantage when he goes against like guys like Brock and Carwin. He was kind of the smaller of the two guys.
Yeah.
But I think, though, Cain, you say he has the size advantage, but still, he'll go into that fight at 245.
No, yeah, I'm sure he will.
Still, I give him the advantage stand up, and then I think he'll keep the fight standing up like Brock was able to do, like Carwin was able to do, and then I think they're going to be able to finish me. I got like a second round type knockout. Obviously, that card's stacked. You talk about heavyweights.
Absolutely
the other
stacked.
heavyweight fight that got announced, Bigfoot Silva
Versus Big
making
Country.
his debut against Big Country. You figure pretty much Nelson has to win that fight to stay in the UFC.
Not to stay in the UFC necessarily. He's contemplating to move down to lightweight. Light heavyweight, not
kinda-
lightweight.
yeah, he can talk
There's
about
no
it.
way he's making lightweight.
I don't see no way he's making light heavyweight either.
He said that he's got a Facebook campaign going on where if he
Yeah.
gets a certain amount of likes, he'll move down to light heavyweight.
That's all fine and good. The guy's 265.
Nah, he weighed in at like 240 his last fight.
I don't see it happening. I think if he loses this fight, again, he's not. Dana White doesn't like him to begin with.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win this fight, he's not getting it. He can go and fight at light heavyweight in a different promotion. I don't think he's going to last in the UFC. But I give him a shot against Bigfoot Silva, though.
You give him a shot against Big Spot?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's got the advantage
He
in the stand-up.
looked horrible in his last fight against Cormier.
He really did look terrible.
So and also, another big match that got made was Frankie Edgar, Ben Henderson.
Yes,
2.
they announced a rematch for the
Frankie
summer.
He's going to stay at lightweight, even though I thought he should have went to featherweight.
Everybody
to
thought he
fight
should have.
Aldo, but he's going to give it another shot. It's going to be a good fight.
It should be a great fight, and we're gonna have to wrap this up now because we're running out of time. But tune into our next segment. We're gonna be going into a little NCAA March Madness, maybe a little NFL free agency, and that's it for Rage in the Cage. That's Bam Bam. I'm Schwaggs.
We'll be right back, so
We're
stick
out.
around.